Alright, well, I got some more parts in for the CRX. I got the O2 sensor extension. I pretty much just bought this for the connectors, but they'll still help. A VTEC sum harness, just so I don't have to wire my own harness. A thermostat, the VTEC solenoid gasket, and a distributor. So I'm probably going to start with the distributor, and then I'll start wiring in all that other stuff. Should be the right one. Yeah.
You want me to hold it or you got it?
I got it. Well, I at least ordered what appears to be the right one. I'm going to tighten this up and then plug it in. There we go. Sweet. You know, I got the VTEC solenoid gasket. And there's the part number just in case for B16. So yeah, let's put this on there real quick and put it on the motor. I'm going to tighten this up real quick and then we'll run the sub harness probably through that grommet right there. I'll probably just pull that out and run it through there. And I think I gotta run a ground for it too, but that's easy enough. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I pretty much just ordered like the O2 wire harness and this harness just to save me some wiring. But definitely helps because I didn't have the connectors, obviously. So just have the connectors helps a lot. So yeah. And then I have my wires off of the ECU that with my jumper harness, and I'll just run these to that. So yeah, I'm gonna plug this up real quick and open up that grommet and throw these wires through there. Okay, well, I ran the wires through that little, I don't know if I can show you. There's a little hole back there. I don't know if you can see it. But ran the wires through there, so I got to butt connect those two to the ECU. I'll show you guys real quick. Oh. So those two wires, I got to butt connect to whatever wires on here. I have a diagram on my phone. And then I got to run 4 of these back through to the O2 sensor. And then I think I got to run 1 more somewhere else. So we'll see about that. But so I'm going to butt connect those real quick. I don't really need to show you guys that. And then I'll run the O2 sensor wires through. Alright, well, I'm about to wire this, but I just want to show you real quick. This green plug right here is the VTEC pressure switch. So I have a ground for it right here. I'm going to run just to the chassis. And then I have one that runs inside. And then I have the VTEC signal right here, the other plug. And according to the diagram for my jumper harness, I need the focus. Gray wire is for VTEC pressure switch signal. So, just to make sure I had the right wire on the VTEC pressure switch, I shoved it back through and then pulled it through just to make sure. So I got the gray wire right here. So I'll just butt connect that to the VTEC pressure switch signal. Or VTEC pressure switch signal, yeah. And then the other signal wire will go to whatever other color. So I'm going to butt connect those real quick. And then I'll just keep on working one wire to the next. Alright, well, I use these little like soldering butt connectors. Work pretty good. Seems to be pretty strong, shouldn't like pull apart or anything. So I'm gonna try to at least run the O2 sensor wires. I might not actually wire them in right now, but I'm at least gonna run them, and then I think I'm gonna obviously plug in the connector to the sensor and then wire the connector into the cab, because these wires are pretty thin, so I don't want to have those end up burning behind the motor somehow. So I'll probably do that. Well, I got the extension on right here, but the problem is the diagram I have is showing different colors from the O2 sensor, and the colors on the extension I have are different also. So I'll have to try to figure out how to kind of wire this up. So I might have to wait on this to see, but either way, I have the distributor wired, VTEC wired, other than the ground. And yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna put on the thermostat and maybe the valve cover. I also gotta run all these hoses. That's gonna be kind of difficult, but we'll see. Alright, well, I think I finally figured out the O2 sensor wiring, but I'm just gonna leave it alone for right now and do that a little bit later, because that's not like the most important thing to do right now. So I got the thermostat and thermostat housing on right there, and I think I'm gonna do the valve cover next. So I got some RTV sealant I'm just gonna put on the corners of the like over the cams, just in case, so it doesn't leak. So then I'll have the valve cover on. I think I figured out the lines to run for the intake manifold. I do have to go get a throttle. Actually, I have some other throttle bodies, so I should be able to use the throttle position sensor off that. but I need to get a idle air control valve, probably from the junkyard. So I'm going to put a few drops of RTV on here and go ahead and put the valve cover on. I'm going to try to show you right here. You can see the RTVs squished right there on that corner just to kind of help seal around the cams. But I'm going to go ahead and just snug this down first, let it dry up, and then I'll tighten it down. So I'm going to snug these bolts real quick. And another thing I wanted to show, you have these washers that go under all the nuts and on here, because it's all studs to hold this one on, and it has this little rubber grommet right here. So whenever you replace the valve cover, you should replace those grommets. So I have new ones and they have the washers on them already. So I just bought the whole Yonaka Motorsports full gasket kit for the whole motor. So I got my whole valve cover gasket, the spark plug grommets that go in there, and these little washers with it. So I think it was only like 80 bucks on sale, so that's not bad. Well, they're all snug, so I'm just gonna let that gasket maker kind of sit there and form a little bit, and then it says to wait about an hour, and then just snug it, wait an hour, and then fully tighten it. So I'm just gonna follow the directions. So, and then the spark plug cover will sit over here, but I guess I could run the wires real quick too, so I gotta look up the orientation of those, but it looks so much more complete with a valve cover. It looks amazing. I can't wait. And also, I think I figured out some of these lines. This, obviously, if you can kind of read this, it's upside down. It says fuel right here. So this will go to this side of the fuel rail, I'm pretty sure. This from the brake booster goes to the valve cover. This will probably go to the PCV valve. I think it looks like about the same size. Pretty sure this just gets blocked off, and then off of my, well, sorry, this will go to the fuel rail right on the fuel pressure regulator, and then the fuel line from the filter will go to the other side of the fuel rail, like right there. So we're getting pretty close. I just have the throttle cable, a couple other things set up, and yeah. Also, forgot to mention, I need to get my alternator in. So from what I've seen so far, people, hold on, let me grab a flashlight. So on a B-swap EF chassis or ED, whatever, CRX or Civic, from what I've seen, people take out the lower control arm and the axle, and then they take out the intermediate shaft right there and sneak the alternator up right where the intermediate shaft is and put it in right there. But it might only work because my car's not completely together, but I should be able to sneak the alternator in through this wiring. Just unplug the MAF sensor and sneak the alternator down under the intake manifold directly into the brackets. I'm hoping that's gonna work, or else I gotta pull that intermediate shaft again, but the way it's looking, it should work like that, so that'll be sweet. Another thing I thought about that would help people, at least for my OBD0 to OBD1 jumper harness, the, what is it, blue wire from my harness, it goes to the O2 sensor heater control, which would be the black wire. Then the white wire from the jumper harness to the white wire on the O2, which is the sensor signal. And then this, it says red or pink to the IGP power, which is ignition power. And that's to the black wire on the ECU, or the O2 sensor. Then the black or brown, which is power ground to the O2 green wire. So basically, from what I've read, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm probably about 90% sure, red or pink, that basically means you pick or choose red wire or pink wire to run to it, and same with the black or brown wire. So the red would be the power to it, and then the black would be the ground. And then basically you're left over with the one of the black or brown wires after you've already ran one to the O2, and then the red or pink, you're also left over with one of them, the opposite of whatever you use that's ran to the O2. So then you'd have an ignition power wire and a ground wire that you can use somewhere else, like a gauge or something like that, I'm pretty sure. So I spent a while trying to research that. There wasn't too much on forums or anything about that, so I'll probably make a post on forums about that, because if I had an issue with it, I'm sure someone else will. So I think that should have another probably 40 minutes to dry. So I think I'm just gonna mess around and try to plug some more things in, and maybe some of the vacuum lines. I do still need to get some vacuum hose, but I don't know. So yeah, pretty close. Also, these little butt connectors are awesome. They have heat shrink and also solder on them, so you don't really have to worry about the wires coming apart, because usually regular butt connectors, they will probably end up coming apart. So with the solder, that's amazing. And another thing I want to say about the O2 sensor, even though usually the instructions go off of the wire color, pretty much just try to find a diagram for the O2 sensor that you specifically have, like look up a part number or something, because you pretty much have to run the wire to whatever specified slot on the O2 sensor. Like this blue wire is supposed to be for the heater control, at least in my application, on the O2 sensor. So I need to figure out which wire on the O2 sensor is heater control, run that, and then the ground and signal and everything. So that's just a way to kind of simplify it. I was probably overthinking it before when I was trying to figure it out, but that definitely helps a lot. And well, my dumbass just snapped one of these studs on the valve cover. I mean, I think it should still be fine. There's one right here and a bolt right here, so it should be fine, hopefully. So next time I change this valve cover, I'm gonna have to, or valve cover gasket, I'm gonna have to change that. But I mean, this valve cover has some scrapes and stuff on the paint, so I'll end up getting it redone at some time. So I'm not too worried about that. I'll fix it. So I think that's done for tonight. Sorry getting kind of late. So tomorrow I'm going to try to tackle that O2 sensor, the alternator, and probably put in the axles. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, valve cover's on. I replaced the stud. I have an extra V16 head. So valve cover's tight. I installed the new spark plugs and spark plug wires. I kind of forgot to record all this. I've just been working on it. Got the fuel rail fitted up. The alternator's in, but I have to kind of Dremel out the top bracket just to get it to work, or maybe change the alternator out, probably. But got the passenger side axle mostly in, but I think I'm going to take the little clip out just because it's still like kind of loose on the transmission. So I'm going to do that real quick. Right out.
So now we've got the axle. You're gonna have to, probably. My arm's stuck.
God, there's no room under there.
pull it. Where'd that flathead go?
I don't.
It's by that jack.
Oh.
Oh god, that's not comfortable at all. Hang on my hair. There it is.
The clip's pretty easy to get out. Alright, well, we took the clip out on the inside of the axle and got the axle in, so we're going to tighten up the control arm bolts. And, well, put the control arm bolts in, jack up the front of the ball joint, and get it about ride height, and then fully tighten the bolts. Then we got the driver's side. Yeah, you're just hitting the hammer while I'm trying to talk. Almost.
That's
Oh,
threads now.
yeah.
That thing start.
And then
Where's
just
that
one more bolt.
pin light at?
Right here.
Ready? Ready?
Yep. Up more, I think, if you can.
It's all lined up on my side. There we go.
How many people does it take to install one axle?
Just
Is
one
this
picture.
2 hours now?
What time is it?
8:06. We've been doing this for an hour and a half now.
I got here at 3.
So yeah, probably about an hour and a half on one axle.
No, we've been since 5 at least
3 hours
on just the axle, on just this axle.
one axle.
Because we've had to take it apart so many different
Yeah,
times.
at least we know.
We've had it together what 4 times now? 5 times?
5, I think. At least now we know for the other side.
Just randomly starts digging a dirt dumper's nest out of a hole.
Yeah. Like every single ball on the block and everything is like that. Alright. Well, we're gonna jack this up a little bit to get them tight, and then other axle.
Axles are just annoying
Yeah.
because they've got to be absolutely perfect.
Probably just about there. You're cracking. That's got to be about that.
Yeah, you're good there.
It doesn't have to be exactly right. It should be about about like.
I can't tell you how many sets of coilovers I've done and not worried about it. Mostly just because like cheap coilovers are super stiff.
Yeah.
So if you're jacking it up, you're just lifting up the entire car off the jack stands.
Yeah. Either super stiff or super.
Where's that other wrench at? I can't reach.
Oh yeah. Axle. There's like no room right here. Well, I mean, there's less room under there.
Yeah, what do you mean? Sorry, I ran over my hair again. You know, we're gonna have this done in like 30 seconds. Ow! God dang it!
Probably this one's easier than medium, or not as hard with the intermediate shaft.
Let me get my hair stuff situated real quick.
Yeah. Need a zip tie? Need a zip tie?
No, I'm not that desperate. These plugs are going in your exhaust.
Why?
Because they're in my face. Pull that out. I don't give them without just
Why is this one so much easier?
because we've done it 7 times now. What do you mean?
Like pulling the whole, I thought it was easier. Oh, should we wire brush this? I guess not. It's already in.
Come in. That side's done.
Bruh. Oh, we don't have an axle. I'll go get one tomorrow. How do we do this?
You push it. What do you mean?
I'm pushing.
Look, you put your back on the van, put your feet
I'm
on.
sitting on a boat motor. There we go.
Nope. Come back. Well, actually, yes. Stay there. Blow.
Put
blow,
the bolt in.
Blow. It gotta go.
Oh my god, the boat motor's falling.
Oh, perfect. Why did I turn Spanish?
We should do a fishing video like Gavin did.
Hey, I fish. My name's Fisher.
You are a fish.
Hey, I'm Fishman. That's not the right size. Where is the right size?
It's right there.
Nope, that's not the right size.
Behind you.
Behind me? Which behind me? Behind me by the
You're
light?
creeping on top of.
Oh yeah, I'm on top of it. Hello there. Ah. Off? No, I need it to go on. Yes. See? Damn it.
Is he even started?
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it is.
You're about to go to college for
Automotive
technician
technology.
and you can't tighten the bolt. Well, I can't do spark plugs.
You can't
so.
put spark plugs in, but you're also still. Go in! Jesus. Every time I put the ratchet on it, it loosens up.
If my wheels fall off, I'm blaming you.
Wait, how would the... If your control arm falls off, blame me.
Yeah.
Hey, it helps if you go the right way.
If I have mega camber, I'm blaming you.
That ain't my fault. There ain't no camber adjustment down here. If there was, I'd set it to -18.
Yeah, I guess that's what your favorite on this is.
I was told it was
Tires are gone.
1.5.
And that it would be fine.
Yeah.
And then your tires last like 3 months.
They didn't even last that. I have not. I bought these
Wait,
tires.
really?
I bought new tires at the beginning of the year.
That's crazy. Ooh.
On the friendship rate waiver.
$5 an hour.
I wish it was even $5. It's $1 an hour. Why do you think I had to be over here for 9 hours yesterday?
I don't know.
You really think I wanted to work on somebody else's car for 9 hours yesterday?
Yeah, well you did.
I did, because I was getting paid.
Uh-oh. Hold up.
What just happened? Oh, hey.
Yeah, move your hand. I would move your hand.
Hey, watch this.
My rotor! Didn't get messed up at all. It won't. Okay. Well, this is interesting.
I have no idea if you're in frame.
It's a wide angle, it should be good. Okay, well this is jacked up pretty much to ride height. So we gotta tighten the bolts real quick. If the fish doesn't take the socket. The fish is over there. He laid on the socket so we couldn't find it. We just searched for the damn ratchet and socket for like 10 minutes. We got the axle in 30 seconds and couldn't get the one bolt in, and now we couldn't find the ratchet.
I was laying on it.
Come here, fish.
What?
Get over here, fish.
Oh, I want to be a slidey boy.
Fisherman.
It's your car.
Oh. Hey, look, I don't even have to hold it.
Just wedges it against a piece of board and the board falls out. Everything falls on top of it.
Actually, this is falling on your head, so I'll hold it.
Holds it with one finger.
I am.
Right, that's tight.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your fault if my wheel falls off. We got it documented.
Yeah. Look, the one time you let me drive the car, wheels gonna fall off.
That
That's my fault too.
I hope not. I really hope not. Huh?
I said, you ever gonna let me drive it?
Yeah. At some point.
We can swap cars on the cruise one day. You drive Gary, I drive this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he bought Gary, by the way.
Yeah.
If anyone knows who Gary is. You better know who Gary is.
It's a Turbo Eclipse.
Turbo Eclipse. He bought from a ginger.
Ginger beard.
Ginger. Okay. I'm missing an axle nut on this side, so.
Well, no,
yeah.
it's on the other side. You have the axle.
I have the axle nut for this side, but it's on the other side. So I need an axle nut for this side. Alright, we got the axles in last night. This axle, I think just like the slip joint or something, lets it kind of slip out a little bit. so there's no way it can fully come out, and all the teeth are still in there, so it's good. But I measured the resistance on my injectors, so I have low resistance injectors, which means that I keep my resistor box. If you have high resistance injectors, you need to take the resistor box and, after the connector, cut the wires and splice all 5 of them together. But low resistance injectors, I keep the resistor box. So, and also I took the throttle cable bracket off of the Autocross Budget Civic, and I still have to tighten it down, but it opens fully, full throttle, and closes fully, so that should hopefully work. That's awesome. And let's see what else. Oh, I took the starter off the Autocross Civic also, and it kind of lines up, because that starter doesn't line up. It's a way off, but let's see. The bolt holes are like just barely off. It's really hard to capture on the GoPro, but it's like just barely off, so I could drill them out, but it'd be a little sketchy. So I'm just gonna get a starter off eBay or something for kind of cheap. So I'm gonna put in the injectors. I'm about to put the injectors in, but one thing you make sure you do is put a little bit of oil or grease on the O-rings, just so that they don't get crushed when you put them in. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of oil on these and then put them in. Alright, well, I finally got it. The injectors O-rings were like just too big, so I put some smaller ones on there, got the injectors in there. I needed a spacer underneath this fuel rail, so I just put a nut in the middle right there. Tightened it down, got that fuel line on. The return line over here is on but not clamped yet, and I got a temporary throttle cable like bracket set up. I need to figure something else out a little bit, but it should be good for now, at least for a first drive or something. So I think that's the end of the video. I'm gonna wait on a starter, and really I think just a starter and then first start up, because I don't need to worry about coolant or anything if I'm just running it for like 5 or 10 seconds. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next video.